If you want to have a successful sandwich chain, try not to hire a pedophile as your spokesperson. I'm Frank Cline, and it's story time. Insults. We've all heard them. We've all said a few. Which ones stick with us the longest? Is it the ones that attack our most inner insecurities? Or, as I challenge, it's the ones that are so utterly bizarre, they just refuse to leave us. On today's episode, I'm going to name 4 insults that I've gotten over my life that have just stayed with me and probably will for my entire life. I really hope that my last conscious thought while I'm on my deathbed isn't one of these stupid things somebody has said to me. Now, there's a lot, and I remember a lot of them, but here are 4 of my favorites that are going to stay with you too. I really hope you ponder them as long as I have. First up is when I was driving. Now, people get a lot of insults while you're driving. You have your windows down, you'll hear road rage all the time. I was a new driver in this case, and I probably sucked. And I don't know exactly what I did to piss this guy off. Just on a regular road, maybe I was driving under the speed limit, don't know. Had a friend in the car with me, pull up to a red light. This older adult pulls up next to me, rolls his windows down, looks at me. And I think, like, okay, maybe he's going to ask for directions. Maybe something's leaking out of my car. I don't know. He looks normal at this point. Just rolls down his window and kind of gives that, like, you know, that head nod, like, hey, pull your window down. I pull my window down. He goes, what the hell, bro? I'm like, what? He goes, you drive like I fuck. And then the light turns and he turns. That's it. That was the whole insult. It wasn't, you drive like a fuck. I had a friend in the car who verified. It's, you drive like I fuck. I'm not sure, like, was it a compliment? Was he like, you drive good, just like I fuck? And he wanted to, like, humble brag a little bit? Or was it like, maybe, you drive slow, just like I fuck? Which I'm not even sure if that's, like, if you fuck slow, that's fine sometimes. That's not that bad. Or maybe he was like, you know what, I'm going to insult you, but I'm not perfect either. You drive bad, but the way I have sex is no better. I hope he's doing well. I think about that every time I come to that one red light, because I still drive around there. I'm like, oh yeah, this is where that guy told me I drive like he fucks. And I don't know how to correct it. Speaking of driving, another one happened in the car. Me and my friend went to a carnival, and sometimes we like to act a little bit silly. So, you know, we're not adults, but I think we were like teenagers, maybe in our 20s, like early 20s. And we went to a carnival. There was a face painting booth. And we're like, wouldn't it be fun if us 2 grown-ups who aren't kids paint our faces? Well, let's go for it. So we did, you know, just for shits and giggles. And then we went home. And we're driving. We pull up to a red light. There's a car next to us. Which, maybe I should just run red lights and never pull up next to cars next to me, because that's when trouble happens. So, pull up to a car. Windows are down. Nice summer night. Got my face painted still. And there's a guy. He's a dude, bro. And it was during that time when, like, people were popping collars and wearing pink shirts. So, that's how he was dressed. And then he had, like, a girl who looked like she was a lot younger than him. Like, hey, I got a car, and, like, that was good enough. That's just what I feel. I don't know. Whatever. I guess it's not important. So, dude bro looks over. He's driving. He's like, hey, why you got your face painted? 'Cause you suck dick? And then, again, drove off. There was nothing else. I keep getting drive-by insults. I don't know what is wrong with me. And, well, before he drove off, the girl in the car laughed. Like, tilted her head back like, ha, got him. Yeah, that's exactly why he has his face painted, because he sucks dicks. Which begs the question, how much preparation does this poor girl have to go through just to blow old dude bro here? You gotta paint your whole face. I got Spider-Man on. It took a good minute to get all that face paint on. And it took some art skill. She even did the webs and the white eyes and all of it, you know? She have to do that every time she wants to blow him? What if you get caught mid, you know? You can't be like, oh, I was just helping him with the zipper. Yeah, well then why do you have a unicorn on your face? We know what you were doing. What the, like, the only thing I can kind of try and figure out is, like, he, like coming on a face. Like, that's, but even so, like, who comes red? Who comes red in the perfect art form of Spider-Man's mask? It's quite intricate. I could see if I was just like a ghost and my face was just white and he was like, haha, yeah, you got cum on your face, but that's not what happened. And even if it was, when have you ever covered an entire face? Unless you went to a bukkake. I don't know. Like, is that really what he thinks every time he sees somebody with their face painted? Like, keep this guy away from your child's birthday party. A blowjob on the brain. What a deviant. The next one comes from high school, you know, because not all insults happen while you're in cars. Some just happen. And this story is a little bit cringe on my end. You know, I was stupid. It was my senior year, high school. Still pretty dorky. Still didn't have many friends. So I'm in this class, and it's like every popular person in this class, and then me and one other pothead. And we were out of place. And the teacher's like one of those young teachers that wanted to still be young. Like, oh, your cheerleader's automatic A. Please pretend that I'm also cool. Yay. And like just hated like me in my Marilyn Manson shirt. Whatever. So first day, she's already like talking about like the cheerleaders and stuff like that, and like the football team, and she like knows all these popular kids already, which I just find creepy. Like, she's already calling them names like, I know who you are. I've been following your cheerleading career. Like, oh, alright, calm down, lady. Anyway, I'm throwing a lot of shade to kind of help me feel better about the cringy shit that I did. So I do this cringy shit. The teacher decides she's going to do a game to learn names, even though she already established she knows pretty much everyone named in the class. The game is you have to add an adjective to your name that starts with the same letter as your name. Like, you know, athletic Anthony, or terrific Tiffany, you know, or, I don't know, blowjob Betty. I guess, alright, that wasn't one, but you get the idea. So they're going down the list, and in front of me is, and this isn't the name that I actually said, I'll change it up a bit. He doesn't need to relive this story. This is my cringe. There's a guy in front of me that is known to, partake in some herbal, some marijuana, right? Let's call this kid Steve. And I think of the perfect little thing to add to his name, and he's before me. So, oh, by the way, so how you play the game is you have to remember the kid's name in front of you. So you have to add yours, which is like really easy if you're the first kid. You're just like, I'm terrific Terry. And then the next kid, if it's Athletic Anthony, has to be like, all right, that's terrific Terry, I'm Athletic Anthony, and then so on and so on. So the kid in front of me, named Steve, he is like spectacular Steve. I'm like, bullshit, you know? So then it comes to me, and I have to remember all these names. And I'm like, that's terrific Terry, that's Athletic Anthony. I get to Steve, and I have the funny idea. I'm like, haha, Stoner Steve, and I look, and the class just looks at me. And like one person like knew that they wanted to laugh, but like looked at everybody else and was like, oh, we still fucking hate that kid? Because if I was a fucking one of the popular kids and said that shit, all tears, everybody would have laughed. Haha, he does, we all know he's a stoner. I don't know why I did it. That probably wouldn't have happened. Even if anybody said it, they would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But, you know, I was desperately trying to have people recognize me and think that I was funny, which I guess I wasn't. I don't know. Why the fuck did I do it? God damn it. I think about it so fucking much. I'm like, why? I was so quiet. I was like, oh, by the way, I can make jokes sometimes, and this is my debut. I'm gonna call this fucking guy who smokes a lot of pot in front of me Stoner Steve. Yeah. So I got detention for that. And I still had to, like, pick an acronym for my name after. Like, she still made me play the game. She's like, you have detention later, but, you know, still play the game. So, like, I doubled down. I was like, Funny Frank. And she's like, no, you're not. You're absolutely not Funny Frank. I was like, shit. So I couldn't think of anything else. So this was when, like, fail was big. And I was like, Failed Frank. And she was like, yeah, fine. to move on. And then there was still kids after me, so when they got to my name, they're like, Failed Frank. This is definitely Failed Frank. Now, you think, okay, I know where this story is going. Kids probably started calling him Failed Frank. No. Nobody really remembered. Nobody gave a shit. Except one fucking kid would constantly say, and not Failed Frank, would call me Stoner Steve. Even though I wasn't the kid. And then, like, I'd explain to him, be like, hey, yeah, I know, that was really corny of me, but I'm actually not Steve. That was the kid from me. He's like, yeah, but you said it. I was like, what the? I'd rather you call me Failed Frank. At least you got the goddamn name right then. I don't know, I cringe about that story a lot. And just, for, like, ever. Even after high school, that guy would see me be like, Stoner Steve! And then he'd have me, like, explain the story. I feel like that's, okay, sure. I probably deserve the ridicule. And it's not the first time my name's got made fun of, obviously. My name's Frank, so I get like, hey, it's Franklin, and like Frankfurt and Francis and all that. But one person, and it was like really like later in my life. I don't know why I never put this together, because I love goddamn puns. Didn't know, like, always made fun of my first name, and then was like, hey, what's your last name, by the way? I was like, Cline. And his eyes lit up. He's like, Franken Cline. I'm like, oh shit, I actually like that. Why didn't I put that together? Yeah, like Frankenstein. And then he realized I actually liked that, so he just went back to calling me like Francis or some shit. But yeah, Franken Cline. I like that one. And I'll finish off with this story. There's a period in time where I was going on a bunch of blind dates and stuff like that. I went on this one date with a girl and a bunch of her friends. We took like a train to Philly. And I remember she took this picture of me. That'll come up later. We went out like one or two more times, but I just wasn't really into her. So I said, like, listen, I'm sorry. I don't really feel any kind of romantic connection here. And she went batshit insane. So I did the only sensible thing. I just ghosted her completely. Yeah, I know. A little bit of a dick. I didn't know what else to do. So she had my number. She hadn't messaged me for a few weeks, anything like that. And this was back before, like, smartphones. So one day I get this, like, downloadable file. Because before you could really, like, send pictures or voice chat, you had to send, like, these files with a picture attached. So she sent me a picture, and it was the picture she took of me on the train. So I know it was her, even though it was from, like, a different number. I think it was a restricted number. And an audio file. And the audio file was her kind of singing, and then there was, like, girls laughing in the background. And the song went exactly, I remember it to this day, exactly like this. It went, if you were gay, that'd be okay. But you don't have to worry about that because you are gay, aren't you, motherfucker? Which, like, let's break that down. If you were gay, that'd be okay. Alright, thanks. Good to know. Thank you. But you are gay. Ow. So you don't have to worry about that, do you, motherfucker? Well, if I fuck mothers, I'm not gay. But worry about what exactly? If I was gay, that'd be okay, but you are gay, so you don't have to worry about that, do you, motherfucker? And this is back before smartphones, like I said. Doing an audio file was, like, hard work. That took some skill. And then there was two friends in the background laughing, like, haha, roasted them, got them. Like, did she even workshop this little song? Were they just like, yeah, that's fine? She had, like, at least 2 weeks to prepare, and that was the best she came up with? I've seen fucking people bomb doing open mics, but, like, good lord almighty. Come on. At least make it rhyme, other than gay and okay. Maybe she was like, who rejects me? He must be gay. And if he was, that'd be okay. Just kind of woke, I guess. I don't know. Which kind of begs the question, is an insult better if it actually attacks some kind of insecurity you have? Or is it wiser to just insult somebody in the weirdest way possible so it stays with them forever? Thank you for listening, you cum chickens. That's my clickbait for you to come back so that you kind of find out what cum chickens are. I'm not gonna tell you. I don't know. But it'll stick with you for like 12 minutes. It's fine. Thank you for listening. Until next time, I've been Frank Cline, and this is Story Time.